Despite the Trump administration's skepticism towards renewable energy, U.S. solar manufacturing is on the rise, and it's an exciting development with far-reaching implications. Major solar component manufacturers like First Solar and Hanwha Qcells are expanding their operations, and even smaller players are seizing the opportunity. One such company is T1 Energy, based in Austin, Texas, which has formed a partnership with Corning Inc. to create a nearly all-American supply chain for solar components. Russell Gold, an executive vice president at T1, emphasizes the importance of energy independence, stating, "When you're talking about solar manufacturing, we're building the oil and gas fields of the future." T1's emergence is part of a broader trend, with many companies navigating complex tax credits and tariffs to meet the growing demand for solar power. President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, signed in July, maintained a 2030 phase-out from manufacturing tax credits but introduced restrictions on using components from prohibited foreign entities, primarily targeting China. The Trump administration's ever-changing tariffs further incentivize companies to develop U.S.-based supply chains. However, the U.S. has a long way to go to become a serious competitor in solar manufacturing, as China dominates global production with its advanced technologies and economies of scale. According to Bloomberg NEF, the world's 6 largest solar panel manufacturers are all based in China, with Canadian Solar and First Solar being the only exceptions. Setting up a supply chain is no easy feat, as Antoine Wagner-Jones, head of trade and supply chains at Bloomberg NEF, points out. He anticipates technical challenges for solar companies trying to secure supplies of polysilicon and other materials. The solar supply chain involves several key operations, including processing polysilicon into a usable form for solar cells, manufacturing the cells themselves, and assembling the final panels. Wagner-Jones likens the assembly process to putting together IKEA furniture. First Solar, with its decades of experience producing solar panels in the U.S. and managing a supply chain, is well positioned to thrive. The company expects its U.S. factories to have the capacity to build 14 gigawatts of solar panels per year by the end of 2026. Wagner-Jones also sees potential for success with Hanwha Qcells, a South Korean manufacturer with operations in Georgia. Beyond these major players, there are many smaller companies at earlier stages of development, and it remains to be seen which ones will emerge as success stories. T1, formerly known as Freyr Battery, fits into this category of newer, smaller companies planning to ramp up production and build U.S.-based supply chains. The company, with Norwegian roots, initially planned to open a battery plant in Georgia, but shifted its focus to solar manufacturing, purchasing a panel plant near Dallas from a Chinese company. T1's partnership with Corning will support the processing of polysilicon in Michigan, which will then be delivered to T1's cell manufacturing plant in Rockdale, Texas, and finally assembled into solar panels in Dallas. This partnership is expected to create around 5,800 new jobs. Daniel Barcelo, T1's chairman and CEO, stated, "This landmark supply chain agreement with Corning will help invigorate America with scalable, reliable, low-cost energy." T1 is part of a growing cluster of solar manufacturing businesses in Texas, which leads the nation with 18 solar component facilities online, according to a report from the American Clean Power Association. While renewable energy can be a partisan issue, with Trump and many Republicans criticizing it, the Canadian solar announcement in 2023 received support from Texas Governor Greg Abbott and U.S. Senator Ted Cruz. Texas is an energy production powerhouse, and we embrace an all-of-the-above energy strategy, Cruz said. This story is just one example of the vital work being done by Inside Climate News, a non-profit newsroom providing award-winning climate coverage free of charge and advertising. We rely on donations from readers like you to keep our work going. Please consider supporting our ongoing efforts to report on the biggest crisis facing our planet and help us reach even more readers in more places. Your donation makes a difference.